Something ancient has begun to move beneath the surface of your days. Scorpio. And though you may not yet see its shape, you have already felt its breath in the quiet hours before dawn. It is the kind of shift that doesn't announce itself with thunder or fire, but with a silence that feels too heavy to ignore. What's coming at the end of October is not random, not light, not safe. It is the calling of the depths you were born from, a demand from the universe that you step out of the shadows not as a survivor, but as the keeper of a secret that will change everything. You, Scorpio, have been chosen not as a reward, but as a test. The end of October is the hinge of your destiny, the point where what has been buried will either bloom or explode. The signs began long before now. The dreams that left you restless, the strange coincidences that felt too sharp to be accidents, the sudden flashes of memory you could not place, all of it has been the slow drumbeat of fate approaching. Scorpio, you have walked through fire disguised as love, through betrayals that cut deeper than any blade, through seasons of silence where the world mistook your stillness for peace. But you and I both know that you have never been peaceful. You were made from storms and secrets, and now both are rising to claim you. The end of October is not merely another month turning. It is the moment when the universe decides you are ready to confront the version of yourself that you buried when you first learned how dangerous your own heart could be. You are not being punished, Scorpio. You are being summoned. There is a difference. Punishment comes to destroy, but a summons comes to awaken. The universe has been watching you fight quietly, heal without applause, rebuild your soul piece by piece when no one was looking. And because of that, you have been marked for something extraordinary, a revelation, an encounter, a breaking open of the self that will demand both surrender and strength. You will not find this moment on your calendar. It will not arrive dressed as a miracle. It will come disguised as chaos. It will arrive when you are tired, when you are questioning, when you believe you have nothing left to give. But that is exactly when the universe chooses its warriors, not when they feel invincible, but when they are raw, trembling, and honest enough to be transformed. You have been feeling the tension building for weeks, haven't you? The sense that something unseen is rewriting the script of your life. The dreams have grown stranger, the silences heavier, the coincidences sharper. You have tried to ignore it, to distract yourself with work, with people, with routine, but the energy keeps circling back, whispering through your intuition, pressing against your skin. It is not imagination. It is the current of destiny turning toward you. The end of October will bring something that feels both terrifying and sacred, a revelation so intimate that it will burn away every false identity you've ever worn. You will not be able to hide. You will not be able to delay. When this moment arrives, Scorpio, it will look into your eyes and ask, are you ready to stop surviving and start living as who you truly are? For some of you, this will come through love and encounters so magnetic that it feels like recognition from another lifetime. For others, it will be loss, the sudden collapse of what you thought was safe, forcing you to rebuild from truth rather than illusion. And for a few, it will come through an opportunity that demands everything you are: courage, intuition, honesty, faith. But however it appears, it will be the same lesson wearing different masks. The universe is preparing to strip you of everything false, everything borrowed, everything you used to protect yourself from your own power. This isn't about punishment. It's about reclamation. Scorpio, you have forgotten what it feels like to trust your darkness. You've been trying to be light for others when you were born to be the flame that burns through illusion. Do you remember who you were before the world taught you fear? That part of you is still alive, fierce, intuitive, and unafraid of endings. The end of October is not a death. It is a rebirth wearing the face of destruction. And though it may shatter you, it will not kill you. It will carve open the space where your truth has been trapped, waiting to breathe again. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every quiet night spent questioning your worth has been preparation for this. You are not broken. Scorpio, you are in metamorphosis. The cocoon never feels like freedom, but it is where wings are made. You have always sensed that you were different, not softer, not simpler, but deeper. People come to you for answers they cannot face themselves. For healing they cannot understand. For strength they secretly envy. Yet you have carried their pain so long that you forgot what your own heart sounds like. The universe is done letting you drown in other people's shadows. The end of October will call you back into your own darkness, not to suffer, but to remember that your power was never light, it was transformation itself. You were never meant to live gently. You were meant to feel everything, break everything, rebuild everything. That is your nature. That is why you were chosen. Do not expect the sign to be gentle. It may arrive as a confrontation, our confession, a sudden twist that forces you to choose between the comfort of illusion and the agony of truth. Choose truth. It will hurt at first, but it will set you free in ways you cannot yet imagine. Once you face what's hidden, the fear dissolves. Once you tell the truth, the shadows lose their teeth. Once you surrender, the universe reveals its mercy. Scorpio, this is the path of the phoenix, and you are already standing in the fire. Don't run. Let it burn what no longer belongs to you. Let it cleanse your mind of doubt, your heart of hesitation, your spirit of guilt. On the other side of the flames waits a version of you that remembers why you came here in the first place, to transform not only yourself, but everyone who dares to witness your rebirth. So when the end of October arrives, don't resist it. Don't hide. Don't pretend you don't feel the pull in your chest. Look straight into the unknown and whisper, I'm ready. The moment you do, everything will begin to shift the air. The timing, the energy around you. It's not coincidence. It's alignment. The universe moves quickly when you stop running from your own power. Scorpio, you were never meant to be ordinary. You were meant to be unforgettable. You were meant to walk through endings and come back radiant. The choice has already been made. The only question left is whether you will accept it. The world will soon know what the stars have always known. When Scorpio rises, nothing remains the same. There are nights, Scorpio, when the air feels heavier than memory, when the silence inside your chest sounds like glass about to crack. Those are not ordinary nights. They are messages soft, invisible summonses from something ancient within you that has grown tired of pretending. What you've been feeling lately, that uneasy mix of exhaustion and electricity, of stillness and trembling, is not confusion. It is awakening. The mirror of your life is beginning to fracture. And though you cannot yet see the pieces falling, you can already sense the truth pressing through the cracks before dawn. That mirror will break completely. And when it does, you will have to face what's been hiding behind your reflection all along. For so long, you have played the role the world needed you to play, strong when others were weak, silent when others were cruel, mysterious enough to be admired but distant enough to be feared. You learned to wear your own intensity like armor, pretending that indifference was peace. But indifference was never your nature. It was your defense. Scorpio, you were born with eyes that see too deeply, with instincts that sense what others bury, with a heart that loves like fire burning, cleansing, transforming everything it touches. And because of that, you've been misunderstood by a world that fears the truth. People called you dangerous when you were only honest. They called you cold when you were protecting what was sacred. They mistook your distance for apathy, not realizing it was reverence, a desperate need to keep your soul intact. Now, as October bleeds into its final days, the mask begins to crumble. You cannot hide from your own reflection anymore. The universe is holding a mirror to your face, and this time, it will not flatter you. It will not lie. It will show you everything you've outgrown, the relationships that drain your magic, the routines that numb your fire, the fears that whisper you are too much or not enough. It will show you how much of your power you've given away trying to be loved safely, how much of your truth you've buried to avoid being alone. The mirror breaks because it cannot hold your new shape. And in that shattering, you will finally see who you were before the world told you to shrink. You might wake one morning before sunrise with your heart racing for no reason. You might find yourself thinking of someone you haven't spoken to in years, or staring at old messages that once meant everything. Don't run from those moments. They are the echo of your past dissolving. The version of you that was built on survival is preparing to die, and though it will ache like loss, it is sacred. Every transformation demands a death, not of the body, but of the illusions that kept it small. You are being asked to grieve what you pretended to be, to forgive what you couldn't understand, to bless the ghost that stayed too long. Scorpio, this is not the kind of healing that glows softly and smells like lavender. This is the kind that shakes your bones, the kind that drags you back to the moment where everything first broke so you can rewrite it from truth. You will revisit memories you thought were buried, the heartbreak you swore you'd forgotten, the betrayal you rationalized, the dream you abandoned when it seemed impossible. Don't resist them. They have come to return something. You lost your rawness, your trust in your own instincts, your capacity to feel without fear. What you thought was closure was only avoidance. The real closure comes now, not through erasing the past, but through reclaiming it as the foundation of your rebirth. In this phase, the people around you may begin to shift. Some will sense your transformation and draw closer, recognizing the new frequency of your energy. Others will fade, unable to match the vibration of your truth. Let them go without bitterness. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into the dawn. Some souls belong to the night you are leaving behind. And though it will sting to release them, the emptiness they leave will become the space where your next destiny grows. Remember, Scorpio, endings are not punishments in your story, they are invitations to deeper beginnings. At times, you will feel stripped bare, as though life has taken every certainty and left you with only questions. That is the essence of the Scorpio initiation, to stand naked before the unknown and still whisper, "I trust." It's in that vulnerability that your true power ignites. The same heart that was once shattered by love will become your compass. The same darkness that frightened you will become your map. The same silence that haunted you will become your sanctuary. You will learn that power is not control, and strength is not resistance. Real power is surrender, the courage to let the current carry you where logic cannot follow. As the mirror breaks before dawn, something miraculous happens. You stop chasing closure. You stop demanding answers. You stop waiting for apologies that will never come. And in that stillness, you begin to feel the hum of life beneath everything, the quiet rhythm of the universe saying, "You made it through the fire. And now it's time to rise." You realize that the dawn is not coming to rescue you, it is coming to reveal you. The person you have been fighting to become has always been waiting behind the fear. When the light finally touches your skin after so many nights of shadow, don't rush it. Don't question it. Let it seep in slowly, filling every fracture the mirror left behind. You will see yourself clearly for the first time, not as the world sees you, but as the universe does, raw, resilient, divine. The cracks in the glass were never proof of your weakness. They were proof that you were growing too vast to be contained by illusion. So, when the dawn arrives, and it will, stand before it without the masks, without the performance, without the need to prove your worth. Whisper to your reflection, or what remains of it, that you forgive it for trying so hard to be loved. Promise yourself that from this moment on, You will love without losing yourself. The mirror has broken, Scorpio, but you are still whole. In fact, you are more than whole. You are holy. The night is over, but the transformation has only just begun. The end of October waits like a sealed letter, and inside it is the truth you have been brave enough to remember. There comes a moment, Scorpio, when the world around you grows still not from peace, but from anticipation. You feel it in your bones before you understand it with your mind. That eerie quiet that arrives right before everything changes. It is not a pause, it is a pulse. The silence you hear now is not empty. It is full of the echoes of the power you once gave away and are finally ready to reclaim. This is not the silence of surrender. It is the silence of summoning. And if you listen closely, beneath the hum of your own heartbeat, you will hear destiny breathing your name. The transformation that began in the mirror's fracture continues now in ways unseen. You may not notice it at first, but the air feels different when you speak truth. The ground beneath you feels steadier when you stop apologizing for existing. The world begins to rearrange itself around the vibration of your authenticity. It is subtle, almost imperceptible, like the tide shifting in the night, but the current has already turned. And once it turns, it cannot be reversed. The universe is recalibrating itself to your courage. Everything that aligns with your true nature will begin to rise. Everything that resists it will begin to fall away. You have lived for too long between extremes, the craving for power and the fear of it. For years, you mistook control for strength and silence for wisdom. When in truth both were cages built from fear. You silenced yourself not because you lacked truth, but because you knew how explosive that truth could be. You played small not because you were weak, but because you sensed how much chaos your authenticity might unleash. Scorpio, you have always been aware of your potential to destroy and to heal in equal measure. And that awareness frightened you, so you dimmed your fire, spoke gently when your spirit roared, forgave too quickly when the wound still bled. But power does not disappear when ignored, it waits. And now, after years of silence, your power is stirring again. In this silence, you will begin to notice strange sensations, words forming on your tongue before your mind catches them, instincts flaring like sparks in the dark, a sudden clarity that feels less like thinking and more like remembering. Do not dismiss this. It is the voice of your soul returning after being buried beneath doubt. It speaks in symbols, in dreams, in déjà vu. It guides you toward the situations that will test your courage and reveal your purpose. The destiny that waits for you at the end of October does not arrive wrapped in comfort. It comes disguised as choice, a choice between staying silent or speaking your truth, between repeating an old pattern or stepping into your evolution, between the familiar pain of control and the terrifying freedom of surrender. The people around you will sense the shift before you say a word. Some will mistake it for arrogance, others for mystery. But those who truly know you will recognize it as resurrection. You will carry yourself differently, not louder, not softer, but steadier, as if you've remembered something sacred. When you speak, your voice will hold gravity. When you walk into a room, energy will follow you like a tide. This is not magic, Scorpio. This is alignment. You have stopped leaking energy into people and places unworthy of it. And now that energy returns to you tenfold, that is why everything feels both heavier and lighter at once. Power always carries weight. But when it's truly yours, it no longer feels like burden. It feels like belonging. The silence you now inhabit is not loneliness. It is gestation. The same way the moon hides her growing light before she is full, you are being asked to stay quiet long enough for your next self to form. Don't rush to define it. Don't explain it away. Let it ripen in the dark. There are mysteries that can only be born when no one is watching. The universe is whispering to you in code through the sudden endings that sting, through the opportunities that scare you, through the dreams that refuse to fade by morning. Every strange coincidence is a breadcrumb leading you toward your destiny. But you must walk in silence to follow them. Noise scatters magic. Stillness gathers it. In the coming days, you may feel an almost unbearable pull between two worlds, the one you've outgrown and the one not yet built. You will want to rush forward, to demand clarity, to control the outcome. Don't. The old Scorpio, the one forged in survival, thinks action equals power, but the awakened Scorpio knows that true power lives in restraint, in patience, in the sacred art of waiting until the moment chooses you. The destiny that waits at the end of October will not respond to force. It will only open to readiness. And readiness is born in silence. Every test you've endured, every betrayal, every heartbreak, every night spent doubting your own worth has been refining you for this. You are learning to hold duality without breaking, to be powerful and gentle, to lead and to listen, to burn and to heal. This is the alchemy of your sign, to carry both poison and medicine within the same soul. The world may never understand how someone can be both a storm and a sanctuary, but you were never born for the world's understanding. You were born for its transformation. The universe did not choose you because you were pure. It chose you because you were willing to walk through darkness until you learned how to turn it into light. In that understanding lies your destiny. The end of October will not simply deliver an event, it will deliver a revelation. Something will mirror back the truth of who you've become. And in that reflection, you will recognize both the scars and the strength that forged them. The silence that once felt suffocating will become sacred. You will no longer crave noise, validation, or distraction. You will crave presence, purpose, depth. You will crave what is real, even if it terrifies you, and that craving will lead you exactly where you are meant to go. When the signs begin to appear, and they will do not dismiss them as coincidence, the song that plays at the perfect moment, the stranger's words that echo your own thoughts, the dream that feels more like memory than imagination, all of them are confirmations that you are aligned. Do not chase them. Receive them. Each one is the universe reminding you that your silence is not emptiness. It is communication. It is how the cosmos speaks to the brave. So, Scorpio, breathe deeply and lean into the quiet. The world will tell you that silence is absence. But you know better. You have been to the depths. You have seen how creation begins in darkness, how rebirth begins in the void. Trust that what grows in your silence will soon take shape. Trust that what echoes now in the distance is not loss, but calling and is. You are not waiting for destiny. You are becoming it. The end of October will not bring you power. It will reveal that it was never lost. And when it finally arrives, when the silence breaks and the moment reveals itself, you will not tremble. You will remember. Because every echo in this quiet has been whispering the same truth since the beginning. You were never meant to follow the light. You were meant to be the flame. It begins quietly. As storms often do, a tremor in the air, a strange tension you cannot name. A feeling that the ground beneath your feet no longer trusts itself to hold you. Scorpio, the days before destiny are never peaceful. They are electric. The wind changes direction. Your heart beats too fast. Your thoughts start colliding with memories you thought were gone. That is not anxiety. It is alignment. The storm that approaches now is not meant to destroy you, but to reveal what cannot be destroyed. This is the test, not of your strength, but of your faith. You will want to cling to something familiar, a routine, a person, a story that once kept you safe, but the storm will not allow it. It will strip away the anchors you built from fear. It will tear through the illusions you've mistaken for peace. It will leave you with nothing but yourself and the truth. And that is the miracle hidden inside the chaos when everything you depended on is gone. You finally remember that you were never powerless. The control you kept chasing was only ever a distraction from the power that already lived within you. In the heart of the storm, There will be a moment of terrifying stillness, a pause so complete, it feels like the world has stopped breathing. Do not mistake that stillness for defeat. That is the eye of the storm, the center of transformation. It is where chaos turns into creation. You will realize that faith is not about believing everything will be easy. It is about trusting that everything has purpose. Even the pain, even the loss, even the silence. Scorpio, when lightning strikes your life, do not run. Let it illuminate the truth. You have survived worse than this. You have risen from ashes that would have buried others. The universe is not punishing you, it is refining you. It is teaching you to trust yourself the way you trust the tides, knowing they will return even when they vanish. And when the storm finally passes, as all storms do, the air will smell different, cleaner, alive, new. The world around you will look the same, but you will not. Something inside you will have shifted beyond recognition. You will stand in the aftermath, trembling but free, and realize that the chaos you feared was the very thing that opened the door. The end of October is not your ending, Scorpio. It is your resurrection. The storm has passed, Scorpio. The thunder that once shook your soul has faded into a whisper, and what remains now is the quiet aftermath, the sacred silence after survival. The air is softer. The night no longer feels like an enemy. You are standing at the edge of something that doesn't yet have a name, and for the first time in a long time, you are not searching for one. You are simply breathing, letting the stillness wrap around you like a blanket. This is what peace feels like when it is earned, not loud, not dazzling, but deep, steady, and quiet as dawn. There is ash still clinging to your skin, reminders of what has been burned away, the fears that caged you, the masks that kept you small, the versions of yourself that no longer fit. But as you run your hands through that ash, you feel something glowing beneath it, the warmth of something reborn. The light you see is not from above, not from the stars or the moon. It is coming from you. You are the light that rises from your own ashes, the flame that learned how to survive its own fire. Scorpio, you have been broken open, and yet you are more whole than ever. You have seen endings that felt merciless and discovered that they were doorways. You have faced truths that stripped you bare and found beauty in your own vulnerability. You have walked through darkness not to escape it, but to understand it, to find the seed of light buried within it. That is your true power, not control, not perfection, but the quiet courage to begin again, again, and again. The end of October, which once felt like a deadline, now feels like a threshold. You have crossed it. And on the other side, everything looks different. You move slower now, not from fear, but from awareness. You listen more, speak less, feel deeply without drowning. You have learned that strength does not mean holding everything together. It means allowing what must fall apart to fall, and trusting that what remains is real. Tonight, as you lie beneath the dim glow of a new moon, feel the rhythm of your breath, the simple, ancient proof that life continues. Let it remind you that every ending you survive becomes part of your wisdom. Every scar you carry becomes part of your story. And every silence you endure becomes part of your song. You were never meant to be untouched by fire. You were meant to be transformed by it. And as sleep begins to find you, imagine the ashes beneath you turning into fertile soil. Imagine something luminous growing there, not fragile, not fleeting. But éternel. That is you. Now, not the storm, not the wound, not the mirror that broke before dawn, but the light that remembers what it means to heal. The universe is still watching, still whispering, still weaving your next beginning out of threads you cannot yet see. Trust it. Rest. You have done enough. When morning comes, you will not be who you were. You will wake lighter, stronger, and softer all at once. The world will sense it too, that quiet glow that follows you. That unexplainable calm that comes only from souls who have met their own darkness and survived to tell the story. Scorpio, you have risen. You are the phoenix in full flight. And from this day on, every dawn will remember your name.
I could stay here with you forever, watching the lantern glow.
Oh, you are being silly. But I agree, it is perfect.